Salute Nation. We are back with another L. Let's talk about it. Let's get it cracking. What is going on, Raider Nation? Raider Primo back again with a hangover Monday, but I don't think Primo is going to be too mad, you guys. I don't think I'm going to be too upset. They fought, they competed. Raiders lost 29-30 to the Jacksonville Jaguars in overtime. The Raiders could not convert on a 2-point attempt to go win the game, and I like the decision by Pete Carroll to go for two. We're 2-5, 2-6 now, but 2-5 during the game. You really got nothing to lose. A tie does you no good, doesn't help you in any circumstances at all. So you either win the game or you lose the game. I like him going forward on 2 or for 2. The play, I agree with the play. I know a lot of people thought we should have ran with Genty. I'm gonna be honest, you guys. Genty in the run game, they had their moments. But it was mainly, between the 20s. Once we got into the red zone and we got really at the goal line inside the 5, Genty in the run game was really ineffective. And it's, of course, to blame the offensive line. The offensive line was much to blame for the running game not being able to get going. But Gino, I think he was sacked one time, but that was towards the end of the first half. But other than that, he really wasn't touched. So the offensive line really did handle him or handle the defensive line of the Jaguars pretty well. But our defense, on the flip side of that, could not really get anything going. Yeah, Max Crosby, I believe he got 1 sack on Trevor Lawrence. That was the only sack, I believe, that the Raiders got on Trevor Lawrence. And then outside of that, Travis Etienne just was shredding them in the run game. He didn't go for over 100 yards, you guys, but shit, it felt like it. The Jacksonville Jaguars as a team did go over 100 yards. They had, let me pull up the box score. I had the game. I don't know why Gamecast was on. The rushing offense of the Jacksonville Jaguars, 42 carries, 151 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2 of those touchdowns came from Trevor Lawrence. He had 9 carries, 24 yards. 210, I don't know how to say his name. 9 carries, 29 yards, a touchdown. But yes, Travis Etienne was cooking. 22 carries, 84 yards, 3.8 average. He had a long of 20. And then in the receiving, whoever was on Parker Washington could not guard him. Parker Washington on 9 targets, 8 catches, 90 yards. Disgusting. Trevor Lawrence, he didn't really have a really good day, you guys, in the passing department. 23 for 34, 220, an interception, no touchdowns, 6.5 average. He was sacked 1 time, had a passer rating of 73.2, QBR 60.2. Just not a really good day for the defense, you guys. They've held Trevor Lawrence in check in the passing, but in the running department, and I can't even say that they held Trevor Lawrence in the passing department either. It was really just Parker Washington getting open for Trevor Lawrence in crucial downs on third downs. There were so many third downs yesterday, you guys, where Parker Washington was just sitting in the zones in that soft coverage that the Raiders defense always loves to live and die by. And they were just giving out third downs for free, you guys. And then in the rushing department, they were just getting shredded. But before we move any more further, you guys, let's acknowledge the chat, because without you guys, there's no Raiders Primos. Without the chat, there's none of this. So just like CGR said, shout out to the moderator in the building. Like, subscribe, comment, share this around nation. Let's get closer to 600. We're growing. We're growing. Shout out to Raider Jeff in the building. Salute, Primo. Hey, salute, Raider Jeff. I know you're probably going to have a lot to say about this game. I know definitely you're going to have a lot to say about this game. We got Anthony in the building, leader of Great Out Gang. He says, F this bum ass team. Leak Guy's in the building. Except Primo just unsubscribed. Oh, man, get the hell out of here, Leak Guy. Get the hell out of here. Now, I know you always going to be showing love to Primo, but hit that subscribe button, man. Hey, hit that. Maybe in the algorithm, maybe YouTube may add some 2 extra subscribers because you unsubscribe, resubscribe. You never know. But the chat is acknowledged. So let's talk about this game, you guys. Where do we start? Let's start with the defense. And actually, let's start here with Carlson, Daniel Carlson, because this is where it was like on the writing was on the wall that this extra point was going to come down and haunt the Raiders. As we know, Raiders go down and score. Brock Bowers with a nice one-handed catch. We will get to Brock Bowers in a minute, you guys, because I'm going to have an unpopular opinion in regards to this Raiders offense and to people saying Geno had a good game, which I'm going to give him credit. He did, but I will save that for later in the show. Daniel Carlson, you guys, we might have to flirt with the idea of possibly moving on from Daniel Carlson. There's been too many times where he's starting to miss clutch field goals, whether that's a field goal to just give us momentum, to either tie the game, to give us a lead, or even just to put up points before the half. He's missing those clutch extra field goals. Now it is transitioning to extra points indoors. Extra points that are indoors in Allegiant Stadium, where he was at one point perfect at Allegiant Stadium. And I don't know what is going on with Daniel Carlson. He had a block kicked earlier this year. He opened the season up with a missed field goal on his first field goal attempt in New England. And now he's missing extra points that is costing the Raiders football games. You might have to think about possibly moving on from Daniel Carlson. That was a crucial extra point. Even though it was in the beginning of the game, it did turn out to bite us in the ass later down the line. And this is where I'm going to go into the defense. The defense could not stop. Once our Raiders offense was finally picking up some steam, picking up momentum, it seemed like the defense just decided to stop, playing defense, because the defense was playing okay, you guys. They were giving up some plays here and there in the first half. That long drive that Jacksonville had just to end on a Palomalo interception. You love to see the defense step up after getting gas like that in a long drive. But it seemed like just when the offense was starting to click, this is when the defense decided to not play defense. Max Crosby still putting 100% effort out there, getting the sack, had a couple tackles for losses. Adam Butler he had a tackle for loss. But once again, like I was saying in the beginning, Parker Washington was finding that soft zone that we just continuously love to run for whatever reason. It keeps biting us in the ass every single time. And I don't know what the Raiders are seeing to keep running that soft zone, especially keeping the middle of the field wide open every single time on third down. I don't know what they're watching on the film to just say, hey, we're going to keep running that. I know remember you guys in the beginning, we talked about the definition of insanity. That is what it feels like what this Raiders defense is doing. And I'm not going to even say the players. I'm talking about the coaching staff, Patrick Graham, Pete Carroll. You guys keep calling these soft zone coverages, leaving the middle of the field wide open, expecting it to work time and time again. And in time and time again, Pete Carroll and Patrick Graham, it has not worked. We have given up first downs, third down conversions, given up touchdowns. I don't know what more you guys have to see that shows you don't have the players to run that type of defense. And first and foremost, you shouldn't even be running that type of defense at all. Palomalo, I think he had a solid game, even though he was struggling still in the tackling department. I don't know. Just going based off what I watched yesterday, you guys. I didn't really have time to watch any film, you guys. The tackling is very, very suspect. It's been suspect all season long, but it's gotten worse. It's like it's getting worse week by week. That they cannot wrap up. They cannot finish tackles. Palomalo, even though I want to shout out Darian Porter, it's in the coverage department and the reps that he finally got. He did well, but he's another guy that's struggling to tackle. There was Devin White. Like, it just seems like the entire Max Crosby, you guys, like, this is our superstar out there not being able to finish any tackles. I don't know what is going on in the tackling department with this defense, but they struggled mightily finishing tackles. On the offensive side, you guys. Yeah, Lee Guy. And we'll get on top. Palomalo, Adam Butler, Chin showed up yesterday despite the missed tackles. Ton of missed tackles, man. Ton of missed tackles that just cannot happen. They can't happen. It could be a totally different game, you guys, yesterday had they finished majority of those tackles. I think someone said that if there was a play where Palomalo missed on a third down conversion, if he wraps up, it gets Jacksonville on a fourth down. Maybe they go for it, maybe they don't. And he misses and it's a first down. Stuff like that. You just cannot give the opposing team any more hope that they're already trying to grasp. On the offense, you guys, Geno Smith, 29, 39, 284 yards passing in the air, 7.3 average, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, did get sacked twice. Okay, it was sacked twice. I only remember the first one at the end of the half. He had a passer rating of 117.9, QBR 62.5. On the stat sheet, he had a really nice game. Ashton Genty, 13 carries, 42 yards, 3.2 yards a clip. Geno Smith, 5 carries, 9 yards. Brock Bowers, 1 carry for 6 yards. In the receiving department, I think it's no shocker here. Leading receiver, Brock Bowers, 12 catches, $127, 10.6 average per reception, 3 touchdowns on the day, 27 yards was his longest catch of the day, had 13 targets, 12 catches on 13 targets, you guys. Next runner-up was Ashton Genty, 5 catches, 47 yards, a touchdown. Trey Tucker, 3 catches, 38 yards. Michael Mayer, 3 catches, 26 yards. Jacoby Myers, 4 catches, 23 yards. So people were getting involved, and Tyler Lockett did have a target, you guys. I believe he had 2 targets, or it was a 2-point conversion, so they're not going to count it. But Tyler Lockett did have a target, you guys. He wasn't in the game much. And going into the game, you guys, real quick, Tyler Lockett being activated and Dante Thornton Jr. being inactive, that is, I was going to go live to talk about the Tyler Lockett move, you guys, but your primo just turned 27. So last week, really was taking a break, celebrating my birthday during that week with my family, with my cousins, and my beautiful girlfriend who she's going to be my future wife, y'all. I'm telling y'all, she's going to be my future Raiderette. Because this girl freaking threw the biggest birthday bash that I could ever have dreamed of. But my thoughts on that Tyler Lockett move, you guys, initially, I didn't like it, and I was worried that it was going to be taking reps away from our young guys. Like I said, you guys, we're 2-5, and we really had nothing to lose for the rest of the year. And what I wanted to see, I want to see young guys. I want to see the young pups get some burn. People have been like talking trash about Spytek's draft, and I keep asking those same people, is it up to Spytek to play his draft? Is it up to Spytek to play his guys? Because I guarantee if it was up to Spytek, his draftees, they would be playing. Of course, Genty's gonna get the reps because he's the first round pick. Besh wasn't out there. At least I didn't see him out there. Dante Thornton Jr. inactive. Carl Rogers. I don't know if it's Caleb. I keep butchering his first name. Rogers inactive. Charles Grant was active, didn't play. JJ Pegues inactive. Tonka Hemingway inactive. Like his entire draft, you guys, is not being utilized. I don't know why we keep beating up on Spytech that he didn't have a great draft. He didn't draft well. We don't know what we have in these guys. And Pete Carroll is not going to show us what we have in these guys. Like, put Dante Thornton. Like, here's my thing, you guys. We lost yesterday. If you're going to lose football games anyway, lose with your young guys. Lose with your young guys. Put Dante Thornton Jr. out there. Put J.J. Pegues out there. Put Tonka Hemingway out there. Put Rodgers and Charles Grant on that line. Put Caleb Rogers on that line. Put Charles Grant on that line. Your line is struggling, Pete Carroll, so much so that you did not trust to run the football on that 2-point conversion because your line is that bad. I understand why you didn't run the football, but that's on you, brother. That is on you, Pete Carroll, because you have 2 linemen that are waiting to get put in on that offensive line, and you do not want to play them. You don't want to play them. So I don't like, even more so, I do not like this Tyler Lockett signing, you guys. And what's crazy is that they didn't even play him that much. They played, like 2-3 snaps? It looked like they played Tyler Lockett. Yeah. I don't know what this coaching staff is doing. But let's get back to the game, you guys. Brock Bowers. Okay, so this is going to be the unpopular opinion, you guys. Geno Smith. I'm going to give him his flowers. I'm going to give a little bit of his flowers, but I'm going to give him like one flower. Because on the stat sheet, it looks amazing. 29 for 39, 284, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Looks pretty good, right? Here's my thing, you guys. This game was more of a Brock Bowers special than a Geno Smith special. If Brock was not out there, you guys, Geno Smith is not having those stats. And I don't want to take anything away from Geno, but I'm gonna keep it real, you guys. This offense looked like the same offense that we've been watching all season long. Your dink and dunk passes, Geno's sometimes being inaccurate with the football, putting the ball in harm's way. The only difference is, you guys, why the offense looked different was because you have a superstar tight end that it doesn't matter who the hell's throwing it to him. He is going to be elite, and he is going to be putting up elite numbers. He had 62 yards, you guys, in yak yards. 62 yards in yak yards. Ashton Jeanty had 71 yards in yak yards after catch. That matters to me. That stat matters to me because that's telling me Geno is likely just dumping this ball off, and Brock and Jeanty are the ones doing the hard work. Ashton Jeanty, there was a little dump off to the left. Ashton Jeanty made some moves, got into the end zone. Brock made a spectacular one-handed grab that if it was anybody else, probably been a drop. It was a tough catch. Came down with it. Another play over the middle. Brock, yards after contact. Nobody could catch him, which was crazy, bro. I'm telling you. This game just showed me how Brock Bowers is different, you guys. And could you imagine giving Brock Bowers, Ashton Jeanty, a real quarterback that week in and week out? The numbers that Geno Smith put up, y'all, we need that week in and week out. We can't have 29 for 39, 284, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception against a bad Jaguars team. You need that from your quarterback week in and week out against Denver, against the Chargers, against the Chiefs. That's why I'm going to give Geno his flowers, but it's like, dude, you only did this because you have Brock Bowers out there. If you did it by spreading the football, then, bro, I give all the flowers to you. But Brock was your main guy. Brock was your safety blanket, and you're lucky he's an elite talent. This was more of a Brock Bowers showing you guys than a Geno Smith type of showing. And Chip Kelly, you called a good game, but you could have done better because once again, you got away from the run game. Ashton Jeanty got 18 carries, you guys. And about, I believe he had like probably 80, 90 yards in total. But I would have loved to see Ashton Jeanty run the football more. And I get it, the offensive line is struggling, you guys, but how many times are they running the football to the left, which is our worst side of the offensive line? Why are we not running behind Jackson Powers Johnson? When it was clear that when you run behind him, Ashton Jeanty, he gets room to run. Get the running game going. Get the pressure off of Geno. And also burn that clock down. We were not burnt when we had the ball. I believe we had the ball for in the last 4 minutes. We got it down to 1 minute and 55, and we scored a touchdown. I'm not gonna lie. If I was Brock Bowers, I would have just went down to try to kill the clock because you've seen how the game was going, Pete. This was starting to turn into a shootout. Which defense was going to step up? I know you trust our defense, Pete. I don't. I don't think the fan base does either. You should have seen that. Hey, I don't trust our defense. Kill this clock, milk this clock, score the game-winning touchdown. Let's get out of here with the win. But no, you score the touchdown. Defense goes out there, and it's not like their kicker, can't kick a 70-yard field goal. That was another thing. You're leaving 1minute and 55 left, as if their kicker didn't just bomb a 68-yard field goal in your building before halftime. That's on coaching. That sequence is on coaching. They could have done, and I'm going back to the run game because you gotta kill that clock. You had to kill that clock towards the end of the fourth quarter, because seeing that 68-yard tells you, bro, that field, bro, he could bomb it from 70. He cleared it. It was a 68-yard field goal, but he could have bombed it from maybe 72, 73, possibly. So the field, they could have been set up at the 50-yard line. He could have kicked the game tying field goal to send it to overtime. You should have killed the clock. Should have ran the football a little bit more. But other than that, Chip Kelly, you did call a good game. I like the route concepts that he set up with Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer, getting Jeanty involved in the passing game. Like I said, I'm not going to beat up Chip Kelly as much, but yes, I would have loved to see him run the football more with Jeanty. Hell, even with Raheem Mostert, he seemed like he was on the return game. Raheem Mostert was firing on all cylinders. It would have been nice to get him in the run game. Just to kill that clock, you guys. I'm not saying to just like run over 100 yards, like score 3. No, get the pressure off of Geno, and also to kill that clock. They should have seen how this game was starting to turn, and they should have made sure that we held onto the ball in the last moments and not give the Jags any chance to go down and tie the game. Let me get into the comments. Oh, thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. Halloween baby, by the way, you guys. So you guys don't think my birthday's today. It was on Friday on Halloween. So yeah, hey, Black Friday, Halloween baby, bro. Leak Eye says if Pat's way didn't work, then why Pete wants to do Seahawks way, bringing back old players are past their prime or ready to retire. I'm telling you, Leak Eye, I don't understand, man. Like, we're going to lose football games anyway. I would rather lose with guys that need those reps. Darian Porter out there getting the reps, you betching Caillou Blue Kelly, love it. Give Darian Porter the reps. And if he struggles, he struggles, but you keep him out there. You keep Darian Porter out there. Give him those necessary reps. That's the same thing with Dante Thornton, you guys. Was he struggling? Yes, but he is a rookie. You got to give him those reps. He's not going to be an elite wide receiver right away. He's going to go through his bumps and bruises. Hell, same thing with Ashton Jeanty, being a first-round pick. He's going to go through his bumps and bruises. That's why you keep feeding him. You keep giving him the football. I don't understand why these players do bad. And here's what I don't like, Leak Guy. Dante Thornton Jr. struggles. You put him inactive. Jackson Powers Johnson struggles against the Chiefs. you bench him. Geno Smith goes out there opening the second half with an interception. You keep his ass out there. Make this make sense, Pete Carroll, Mr. Compete. You're benching every single player left and right that is not playing well while your quarterback is leading the league in interceptions or is tied for the league in interceptions. And you are not even flinching at the thought of possibly benching him to put in either Kenny Pickett, Aiden O'Connell, Cam Miller, freaking Ronald McDonald. I don't care who's that quarterback. But the fact that you're not even flinching just tells me all I need to know is that, Pete, you are going to be a yes guy and you want your players. And that is not the team that I want. You got to build this from the ground up with your homegrown talent. Your homegrown talent. You got to develop those guys. Raider Jeff, if Bowers was not playing, we would have lost by a big margin. Geno would have at least 2 more interceptions. That's exactly what I was thinking, Jeff. Bowers, yesterday's game showed me how important Brock Bowers is to this offense. How vital he is to this offense. And the fact that Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly marched him out there week 2, knowing he had a knee injury that could have possibly gotten worse and he could have missed the entire season. I'm not trusting this coaching staff, you guys. I can put the blame on the players all I want, but at some point it's got to come down to the coaching staff. There's a reason, you guys, Jamal Adams said that they were having doubt. There's a reason why those players want to get out of Las Vegas. At least some of them do. Jermaine Pratt, for one, that wanted to get out of Las Vegas. There's a reason for that. They're following what the coaches are telling them, and they're just like us, they're not seeing the results. Shout out to Raider Scorpio, another one of my mods. Says, what's up, nation? Salute to you, Primo. Can they develop our young rookie receivers already? Play them already, please. And this is what I was talking about, Scorpio. And what made it worse was that they didn't even play Tyler Lockett that much. That's what made it worse, Raider Scorpio. They played Lockett like, 2 or 3 snaps? At least that I've seen, maybe 4. I don't know if they had him out there for more, but I didn't see him a lot. Why? Why inactivate Dante Thorne Jr. to activate Tyler Lockett to not give Tyler Lockett any targets? And I was saying, you guys, I didn't want Geno Smith to force feed Tyler, but to not even give Tyler any reps, now the move really makes no sense. This season is over. Let's see what our young guys got and draft a quarterback next year. Like I said, I think Scorpio, I think he, like, looking back at it, I think he called a good game, but I do agree getting away from the running game, that I don't know what his problem is with Genty, if he has one, but there was no reason for you to get away from the running game. And in fact, I think if you run the football a little bit more, just give Genty like 8 more carries, Raider Scorpio. If you give Genty 8 more carries, Raider Scorpio, I think we walk out with the win. Because like I said, we have the ball in the last, I think we got the ball with like last 4 minutes, 3 maybe minutes towards the end of the end of regulation. Why are we not focusing on killing the clock? Once we cross, we get into the red zone, or we're edging at the edge of the red zone. Why not run the football? Why not try to kill the clock? Force Jaguars to start taking some timeouts. Because like I said, we just witnessed their kicker bomb a 68-yard field goal. And you want to leave 1 minute and 55 seconds left for them. They literally can kick it on their side of the field. They said, bro, there's a There's an all-22 clip out there that shows that Cam Little, the Jaguars kicker, was standing on his own 40 when he kicked that 68-yarder. His own 40, you guys. His own 40. Why are we not trying to kill this clock? Why not run the football more? Force the Jaguars to take their timeouts. Right, Scorpio, when the second half started, we get the ball first, and what they did, Gino throw the ball, and Genty got the ball twice. And you know what that led to? An interception. An interception. Mr. Interception, man. Life after Carr has us 2-6. Better head coach, better GM, and so-called better OC. You saw in 2021 season, Zay Jones as the number one and a bunch of late rounders performed way better. What we all see in 2025. I will always compare the staff to 2021 roster. Why? Because we performed way better with less. So all these Raider fans who celebrate Carr cut, be happy what you see in 2025. You're better than me, Andre, because I don't compare this roster to 2021. I compare our success, our rosters to 2020 or to 2016. I want that offensive line. I don't want 2021 offensive line. I want 2016 offensive line. I want 2016 wide receiver room. I want 2016 Derek Carr quarterback who was an MVP caliber quarterback that year. I don't want 2021 Raiders. You know why? Because they barely made it to the playoffs. They got lucky. Did they perform? Hey, I agree with you. They performed way better with less. I agree with you on that. But I don't want to perform better with less and feel good about that. I want to go into the season knowing any team that is on our schedule, we're whooping their ass. And we're not getting lucky. I don't want to perform better with less. I want 2016 where we went into football games thinking, bro, we could beat the Chiefs, even though we didn't. We got swept by them. We could beat the Broncos. We could sweep the Chargers. And any other team that's in the league, we can beat them. Let me ask you guys this. In 2016, how was your faith of beating the New England Patriots in New England? I don't know about you guys. My faith, my hopium was through the roof that the Raiders in 2016 could have walked into New England and beat a Tom Brady-led Patriots that went on to win the Super Bowl. That's the type of team I want, Andre. I'm not going to compare them. I mean, that's you. You want to compare them to 2021, but I'm not, because I don't want to be lucky. I don't want to be lucky. I don't want to be happy with average. I don't want to be happy with mid. I want to be happy and joy knowing that I got a quarterback that doesn't need to depend on Brock Bowers to be out there. I don't want a quarterback that needs to depend on everything around him needs to be perfect. Look at Daniel Jones, you guys. Daniel Jones came back down to earth yesterday. People want to talk about Daniel Jones is back. Daniel Jones is back. I kept seeing the same Daniel Jones. He was just lucky. He has a good O-line with the Colts. He has a good running back in Jonathan Taylor. And that's why I tell people's like, oh, we should have got Daniel Jones. Just because another player is having success elsewhere doesn't mean they will come to the Raiders and have that same success. Because I guarantee you guys, if Daniel Jones came here, he will be looking like the Daniel Jones from the Giants. What did Pittsburgh do, you guys? They took Jonathan Taylor out. The guy who's been carrying that Colts offense. That offensive line folded against the Pittsburgh pass rush. And what did Daniel Jones do? He folded with them. If Daniel Jones really was Danny Dimes and resurrected his career, he would have carried that Colts team on his back when his team needed him the most. Because you know why, you guys? In the NFL, your running back is not always going to go off for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Your defense is not going to stop the opposing offense every single time under 20 points. Your tight end, Brock Bowers, is not always going to go off for 12 catches, 3 touchdowns, and a $122. That's not always going to happen. This is not Madden. Sometimes not even sometimes, every single year, every single game, every single season, you need to go in there counting on your quarterback. Geno Smith is not the guy, and I don't know why Pete thought he was the guy. I've been pounding on the table, you guys. You guys know where I stand. I've been, for the fattest minute, been banging on the table. Draft a quarterback. First round. Ever since Carr got injured. Draft a quarterback. 2017, draft a quarterback. 2018, draft a quarterback. 2019, draft a quarterback. 2020, 2021, 2022, draft a quarterback. And not a 4th round. Josh McDaniels. Not a 5th, 6th round. John Spytek. I'm talking about a 1st round quarterback. One that is going to give us hope. That if we can build around him, then we can find success. Derek Carr gave us that, you guys, in 2014, and we have to let that go. He gave us that. I feel for his fans, because in 2014, I feel for his fans. In 2014, Derek Carr gave everyone hope. He gave everyone joy that if we build around him, he can take us to the promised land, to the Super Bowl, to the playoffs, and win a playoff game. Andre, I celebrated it because I wanted to draft a quarterback, bro. Let me see, because Sean sent me something. Sean Johnson, and salute to my guy Sean Johnson, if I can find it. He sent me that almost 80% of the NFL starting quarterbacks right now got drafted in the 1st round, and they're all young. They're all young. They all just recently got drafted. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, Jackson Dart. Just to name a few. Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. So we're not going to draft a quarterback because we just want to keep going the veteran route. We want to put a Band-Aid on the quarterback position. I didn't want Daniel Jones because I wanted to draft a quarterback. I didn't want to get a bridge quarterback. I wanted to just draft a quarterback, throw Aiden O'Connell out there. I told you guys that this season was going to be the season to see improvement and at least get 7 to 9 wins. But was it a playoff team? I told you guys it was not a playoff team. We are not a playoff team, and we were never going to be a playoff team. Could we win 7 to 8 games? Possibly. That could have been, we could have possibly win 7 to 8 games. But that was only if we drafted a quarterback to sit behind Aiden or to sit behind Geno, and then we start him 2026. But instead, you know what we're doing, you guys? We're still trying to find that quarterback to draft. We're still trying to find that quarterback to draft. I wasn't wrong on Carr. Carr is an average quarterback, mid quarterback. And there's times he will play like an elite quarterback. But again, I don't want to play at times. Let me ask you this, Andre. Go look at his record against the Chiefs. Go look at his record against the division. His only good record, I think, is against Denver. I bring that up, Andre, because the division is where it starts. We watched the Chargers draft Justin Herbert. We watched the Denver Broncos draft Bo Nix. We watched the Kansas City Chiefs draft Patrick Mahomes. Mind you, the Kansas City Chiefs had no business drafting a quarterback. People forget that. They had no business drafting a quarterback. Why? Because they made the playoffs 4 straight seasons under Alex Smith. But what is the one thing that Alex Smith couldn't do? Alex Smith couldn't get them over the hump. And the Chiefs, they didn't want average. They didn't want, oh, we're just getting to the playoffs. So Alex Smith, we'll stick with you because you're getting us to the playoffs. No, the Chiefs were like, no, we want Super Bowls. That's the mindset, you guys. That is the mindset we need to have. I don't want just to make it to the playoffs. I don't want to just win, have a winning record. I want to win Super Bowls. So what did Kansas City do? They traded up 12 spots with, funny enough, the team that probably regrets trading with them, the Buffalo Bills, and they draft Patrick Mahomes at number 10 in the first round because just getting to the playoffs was not on their agenda. It was winning Super Bowls. That is what matters, is winning Super Bowls. And until we locate that franchise guy that will give us hope that if we build around him, just like the Chiefs did with Mahomes, setting him up for success that people talk about, but they forget to mention the fact that Alex Smith had the same exact team that Patrick Mahomes had, and Alex Smith couldn't win with them. Insert Mahomes, and Mahomes wins Super Bowls with that team. Sometimes your quarterback is the problem. And that is what yesterday's game showed me. Because Geno Smith, even though he had a nice game, you guys, once again, he stares his receiver down. 2-point conversion. He stares his receiver down. Tyler Lockett gets open. I'm not saying don't throw that football, but don't stare your guy down. He stares the guy down, allowing the defensive tackle to read Geno Smith's eyes, and all he has to do is time it. That's all he has to do is time the jump. But you know what's even more crazy, you guys? If you go back and watch that play, to his right, to Geno Smith's right, Jacoby Myers is wide open in the middle of the field. In the end zone, mind you. In the end zone, Jacoby Myers is wide open. And even to the right of him, to Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers, being the smart tight end he is, being our elite tight end, finds a soft spot in the defense, sits down at the goal line, and is wide open. Hit me in the chest. He was ready. He was even ready to catch the football. Nobody was around him. But you know what our quarterback wants to do? Stare down Tyler Lockett instead of going through his progressions. Maybe I'm watching too much Red Zone, Leak Eye, Scorpio, Andre, rest of the chat. Maybe I'm watching too much Red Zone, and I keep seeing these young quarterbacks going out there and having the game of their life, putting their team on their back. And then I watch our quarterback, a veteran quarterback, shitting the bed when there's like 3 guys open. 3 guys that are wide open. And he still finds some way to shit the bed. And I'm telling you right now, and I say the reason why I want to draft a first-round quarterback, because I feel deep in my soul that even a rookie quarterback wouldn't make that mistake to lock on the receiver, to go through the progressions. Because, and if you were going to throw it to Tyler, Geno, why didn't you throw it earlier? Because like I said, Tyler was wide open, you guys. But even if you didn't trust to make the throw because you threw it late, you had Jacoby Myers over the middle, wide open. People talking about they want to rehire Gruden, but yet they don't want to admit he failed on all draft picks outside of Max. Leaky, you're not lying. You are not lying. Leaky, you can make excuses. Oh, yeah, because I'm done talking about past players. How many head coaches did KC have? Yeah, they got one. But we fired so many coaches because our quarterback wasn't the problem. We did everything to benefit him. We even got rid of the offensive coordinator that made him because he wanted his buddy and Todd Downing to be the offensive coordinator. Nobody ever brings up Bill Musgrave's name. Nobody ever gives Bill Musgrave the flowers that he deserves. League guy, Jordan Love, 9-8, playoff win against the Cowboys. And you know what's crazy, league guy? Those Packer fans are getting tired of Jordan Love. They're kind of like split down the middle between Jordan. They just lost to the Carolina Panthers yesterday. And you know why, league guy? Is because that organization has seen great quarterbacks. But they've also seen Super Bowl championships. They don't want winning records. They don't want playoff wins. They want Super Bowls, as do any other NFL team. But you see what fan bases love mediocrity and love average, and what fan bases, they're not going to settle for a 9-8 record. They're not going to settle for a playoff win. Win a Super Bowl. Go. And I'm trying not to, league guy. That's why he's in the past. Like, because I know my stance. I don't dislike what he did for the Raiders organization. I appreciate what he did for the Raiders organization, but it was time to cut our losses because I seen the trajectory the NFL was going. He was not on Mahomes' level, and he would never be on Mahomes' level. He was not going to be on Josh Allen's level, and he would never be on Josh Allen's level. He would never be on Jaden Daniels' level, CJ Stroud's level. The quarterbacks that are playing right now, he's not on their level. He went to a Saints team that had a better team than we did and still couldn't win with them. Got outplayed by Baker Mayfield, who was a journeyman until he got to Tampa Bay. But yeah, like you said, here we are talking about a former player that is not even here anymore. But like I said, this is why you draft your quarterback. I don't know if I'm telling y'all right now, if the Raiders don't draft a quarterback in this upcoming draft, I'm talking about first, second round. Spytech, you can go too. Spytech, you can go to. And Andre, I think me and you, this is where we can agree, Andre. The front office and the higher ups in the organization, I'm pissed at them as well. Because you're right, Andre. Doing this firing shit is not going to work. But also at the same time, Mark Davis has to be held accountable. Mark Davis has to be held accountable, you guys. Yeah, the thing is, people talk about, oh, he doesn't know football. That Indianapolis owner, she don't really know football like that. But she's trying to learn. She's at least learning to be a football person. Has Mark ever tried to be a football guy? And the thing is, he's hired Brady and he's hired Richard Seymour to be those football guys. The thing is, Brady has he's not in the decision making. Richard Seymour is not in the decision making when it comes to who we hire as a head coach, because really, if Brady wanted Pete Carroll, then yeah, I question Brady's intelligence as well when it comes to hiring head coaches. The thing is, we know Brady didn't want Pete, because who did Brady and Spytek try to sell that they had something here? Who did they sell it to? They tried to sell that to Ben Johnson. That is who they wanted. But without any quarterback, Ben Johnson was not coming here, you guys. Without a top pick to go locate said quarterback, Ben Johnson was not going to be here. It's all at some point, Andre, it's Mark though, because here's the thing. Why is it always Pete Carroll having the say and not the GM? Why is it Josh McDaniels having the say and not the GM? Why is it John Gruden having the say and not the GM? The last time we had a GM that had full say and the head coach could not overrule him was Reggie McKenzie back in 2016 and 2015. This, whatever is going on in the front office with head coaches having the final say, that needs to stop. Because Pete, and you know what? Maybe Spytek is like, no, I'm gonna play into Pete Tan. This season's gonna suck. And me, Tom Brady, we're gonna sit down with Pete and be like, we tried it your way, it didn't work. You might need to get going. And that is when Spytek needs to bring in his head coach, but also have full reins when it comes to who they're drafting, who are they going to sign in free agency, who are they going to trade for. Not when it came to the draft, though, Andre. I get all that. But outside of Josh Jacobs and Henry Ruggs, who did John Gruden hit on in the draft and in the free agency? Gruden couldn't draft, nor could he really locate top free agents. Could he call a hell of a game? I'm not dissing him on that. Oh, bro, I'm not saying Gruden don't know football. I'm just saying he can't draft. I'm not saying he don't know football. He can't draft. That's my thing. His draft that year, 2021. What was that draft that year? Who did we draft in 2021? I don't even remember who our 2020. What was our 21 draft class? Was it Leatherwood? Yeah, it was Leatherwood, who is one of the worst rated offensive linemen. Trayvon Merrick, who's not on the team anymore. Malcolm Kuntz, who is about to be traded. Devon Diablo, who's not on the team anymore. Tyree Gillespie, who's not on the team anymore. Nate Hobbs is not on the team anymore. And Jimmy Morrissey, who's not on the team anymore. That is your 2021 draft class. What are we talking about here? Again. Oh, I'm talking about the draft, Andre. I'm talking about where we need a GM that has full control over the draft and is not going to dictate who we draft. But I agree with you though. Oh, you're talking about roster develop. Oh yeah, okay. I'll give Gruden that, developing the roster, but I'm talking about also the draft as well, because we could have had C.J. Stroud, but Josh McDaniels cut that off. Some people said we wanted to go get Sam Darnold. That Spytek wanted Sam Darnold. Pete wanted Geno Smith, wanted his guy. Now, I'm not saying I would want a Sam Darnold either, because I feel like Sam Darnold is the same thing as Daniel Jones, that he needs everything around him to be perfect, and then he will be perfect. But he's not that guy that you can count on to carry you into the playoffs on a deep run. Hey, and shit, maybe Sam Darnold might prove me wrong in the playoffs, but until proven otherwise. I just want a GM. I want Spike Tech to double down and tell Pete, if Pete should not, first of all, should not even be here, but whoever does come in, so AP was better, so Pete is better, or no, I did not love McDummy. Hell no. Hell no, bro. I just want a GM that can be a GM. That's it. Raider Scorpio question, pretty much, should they tank the season? They don't have to. They suck. Sorry, Scorpio, for being quick, but they don't have to tank. They suck. ASAP, what's up, man? I'm mentally fatigued from having my 2 All-Pros being out for the season. Slater and out, bro. Yeah, bro. Chargers and Niners are going through it with their injuries. Just know we ain't going to let Herbie set out with no O-line. Thanks to our GM, we sat on capital, didn't draft well, no any free agents. Well, I mean, you guys had – the thing is, ASAP, y'all just getting hit with the injury bug. That's the only thing. And yeah, y'all still winning football games. Bro, I would rather be in your position. I would rather be in the Niners position. I would rather have all the injuries in the world, but still be winning football games. Gruden coaching works back in 2000, not now in this new quarterback generations. Well, he had him cooking in the first 3 weeks of 2021. Then he dropped the next 2, and then he resigned. It would have been nice to see how that season would have finished under Gruden. But it's one of those what ifs. What if Gruden never got ran out by the league? It's always going to be those what ifs. Scorpio says we need a fresh young coach mindset that can connect with these new generation players. Well, they tried that, right, Scorpio, with AP, and it didn't really work out. I will give AP the benefit of the doubt, not saying he's a better head coach, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't have shit. He didn't have a quarterback. He didn't have a running back. Defense got hit with hella injuries. I just realized, bro, it's trying to get the green screen, and let me take that out. No visual effects. All right. ASAP, I don't know how y'all Raiders do it with all that stress, because us Chargers be like the 2024 Detroit Lions O-line FML. Too many banged up bolts. Y'all nuts too. Effing kicked to the balls, man. Oh, yeah. No, it was. It was, man. League injury shouldn't even be an excuse for other teams. Niners are going through it worse and still balling. You're right, League Guy. And shit, I just gave that to AP, that he dealt with a lot of injuries. And for real, look at the Niners. The Niners are balling. Chargers are still winning football games. One thing for sure, they should have kept Antonio Pierce. He probably would have done better with this team. I want to say I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know to that. I say that because his game management was still suspect. He didn't have a quarterback. He didn't have a running back. You give him that, but his game management was terrible. And the losses he had were not pretty either. Like losing to a Carolina Panthers team that had Andy Dalton back there, getting blown out at that in your home opener. And I can tell that he was. I have not seen Axel Raider today. Bro, wait, Axel, did you change your name again, bro? The value of silver. Did you change your name again? ASAP. Herbie finna die. Oh, now he finna die. If he wasn't gonna die before, he gonna die now. What's talking about how I say we set him out though. The moral locker room ain't letting that slide. We only got like 5 dry picks. So pissed, Primo. I'm seeing red. Hey, y'all are still 5-3 though. ASAP. If anyone should be seeing red, it should be me, bro, because we is 2-6. Hey, Andre. Hey, who? The thing is, you're right though, Andre. Who knows what it would have looked like? Because the thing is that we're 2-6 now. We were 2-6 last year, so it's like nothing has changed how it was under AP. We sucked with him and we sucked with Pete Carroll. So I mean, who knows? Like, if you gave him the chance, how would it looked? Again, it's another what if. The value of silver. Yes, this is my channel that I just launched that I was telling you about, where I talk Raider football, my life in the streets. Ooh, okay, okay. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to go back on my YouTube. Once I get off of StreamYard, I'm gonna have to go to my YouTube, like rewatch the live, so I can follow you. Actually, hold on, let me see. I'm gonna do it online, man. Let me see if I could go to it right now. Let me go to that right now, man. Because I want to make sure I give some support to my guys, some young up and coming readers. See if I can see the chat if it comes up. Yep, there we go. Go to your channel, and boom, you got my subscribe, buddy. You got me subscribed, my guy. Andre Banker, AP still got 1 year. Like left on his deal. I didn't know that, but yeah, like I said, man, like should he have gotten 1 more year? It's debatable. You have, like I'm always in the I don't know because I don't know what it would have looked like, and I didn't have any hope from last year to think that it would have got any better. Same as like this year. Like I agree with how I can see both sides on the people that don't want to fire Pete and Chip because they don't want to go through another coaching carousel. But I can understand the flip side of that of why people want Pete and Chip and the entire coaching staff to be fired. I can understand that because there's not a lot of hope for the future that you see right now. Like if every game was like yesterday, like we were 2-6, but every game was like yesterday where we were competitive, I can live with that. I can live with that. But the way we've been losing up until yesterday, we got no hope. Oh no, I made sure to follow the value of silver. I just went back. I just went to my live show. I just went to my show that right now, and then I went to the chat. Bro, you ain't been saying nothing behind my back. I know you. I know. I know you good people, man. You good people. I think that's what I have it as. Let me see. Let me make sure I got it. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I did. Yeah. I subscribed to the right one. Yeah, hey guys, go hit that subscribe button for my guy, formerly known as XL Raider. He's going by Hobo Raider. Value of Silver show. Go check my guy out. Go run them numbers up. You guys go support one of our own. ASAP, bro. Let's keep it cordial, bro. Let's keep it cordial. Let's not start anything. Okay, you've been good, bro. Andre, Pete, a so-called Hall of Famer, and have us looking for real. Andre? Oh, bro, Andre, I talked about this too. He don't give a fuck. I know people was like, oh no, he does. No, he don't, because what does he have to lose? He has nothing to lose. He already won a Super Bowl. He's already won a national championship. He has all the accolades already to go into oh, I know, Hobo. I know you just kidding. I was trying to play with it. But back to Andre's comment, he has nothing to lose. Do people think him losing with the Raiders is gonna not get him in the Hall of Fame? No, he's still going to be a Hall of Fame coach. He is still going to be going into the Hall of Fame. He got nothing to lose. He has no pressure on him. He has no pressure on him at all to change this around. League guy, the only hope we have left, let young guys, rookies go out there and ball and see what we got in them. League guy, I've been saying this, man. I've been saying this. I've been saying this, and I don't know why Pete and company. I don't know. Just another head coach bad hire. Listen to Pete after the game and during the game. So exactly, dude. Andre, his pressers pissing, like, they piss me. I cannot listen to them because I get more pissed listening to them. I cannot listen to them. Curtis Corporate, if Carroll gets fired, it's not going to hurt him. Believe me, he is going. He be going fishing the next day like it's nothing. It's facts, bro. This is facts. We need, the thing is, you know what's crazy, Andre? And for the rest of the nation, here's the thing, nation. We need a head coach that has that pressure on him. That has that pressure that, man, if I fuck up, I probably won't get another head coaching gig. We had it with Josh McDaniels, but the thing is, Josh already had a head coaching gig, and he fucked that up. So we had kind of a blueprint to see what we're going to get out of him. That's why I was liking the possibly getting a Liam Cohen or even a Ben Johnson. Was it risky? Yes. But they're young, offensive-minded head coach who adapted to today's NFL, to today's play calling. And look, bro, Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen both got their respective teams above 500 fighting for playoff spots in their first year. Let me see if there's anything else. Pete Carroll's presser. Yeah, I didn't see it, bro. League guy, all respect. I can't read it, bro. I can't read it, bro, because I would get super upset. Super upset. No, for real, bro. It'd be making me want to attack. Like, I'm telling you, I cannot listen to his pressers anymore. I have not listened to this morning's presser. I have not listened to yesterday's presser after the game. I can't, bro. Him and Gino, I cannot listen to their pressers. You're not gonna get no pressers out of me from Pete Carroll or Geno Smith for the rest of the season because they just keep making excuse after excuse. Speaking of which, last thing we'll touch on this. Who the hell does Geno Smith think he is for blaming Michael Mayer for not coming back for the football? Geno, you lead the league in interceptions. And if it wasn't for Tua Tagovailoa having some issues throwing the football out in Miami, turning the football over out there in Miami, bro, you be on an island by yourself. You be on an island by yourself. ASAP, bro, he was just playing around. And like I said, dude, I need you to chill, man. Okay, all my Raider family, they family. If I'm cool with them and they cool with me, it's respect. Jeff has not been disrespectful to me or anything like that. I need you to keep it cool, man. You usually keep it cool in my chat, but I need you to don't be disrespecting people that are coming in and showing support to my channel, man. If they're showing support to my channel, that's all I love. Okay, that we get new people every single day, and that's all I want is the channel to grow. I want it to be a place where everyone can come together and be respectful and anybody's fans. Just if you got a problem with them, okay, but keep it out of my chat. Keep it out of my chat. Stay respectful. I'm not saying that, ASAP. I'm not saying no one. The thing is, I don't want no one to leave. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. I just don't want no one to leave. I just want us to talk our shit. Be respectful. Okay, like let's get together, bro. Okay, come on, like we ain't got to be at each other's throats. Leak guy, look, ESPN's rolling a blood and want us to trade for. Oh my gosh, bro. Bro, I remember. I think I seen Graph pointed that out. It's like, bro, at some point, ESPN, you got to do better too. Y'all, you play like ESPN. You was playing all. You was paying all these guys all this money to give their opinion on said teams, but they do no research on said teams. ESPN really thought it was a good idea, you guys, for us to trade for Tua Tagovailoa. Make that make sense. We're gonna trade for a guy who damn near has the same amount of interceptions as the quarterback we already have on the team. Shit just doesn't make any sense. Pete's presser, you pissed us off too, Raider Primos. Hey, Pete's pressers, bro. I'm just calling it like it is. If you don't like the truth, Pete's pressers, that's okay, bro. That is okay. If you don't like what I have to say about your pressers are dog shit because I get tired of the excuses that you be trying to give to the nation. But I'm gonna end it here, you guys. And Raider Scorpio, thank you. Hey, this is a chat where we can speak our mind and chill and have a great conversation. We all don't have to agree, but we all Raider Nation here. So please, peace in the chat. Yes. Keep the peace in the chat, you guys. Okay. And like I said, if you guys if anybody, this is in general, you guys, keep that shit out of here. Once you enter my chat, anything that you got going on in the chat, leave it out. Because my moderators, I'm going to tell them to start just blocking people or putting people on timeout. Because the channel is growing, you guys, and I don't want anything to stall the growth of the channel so we can reach more Raider fans, so we can have a bigger audience, so all of us can discuss this shit show that the Raiders are having together. I want you guys to use this platform as a therapy session for you guys because I know this season has been a total shit show. Same for me. Every time I come on here talking with y'all, it helps me calm down, believe it or not. I love coming on here and talking with y'all, but we already got to go through a shit show with the Raiders season. I don't want my moderators and me to come on here and having to babysit the chat. We do not need that. But anyways, y'all, with that, I'm out of here. I'm Leak Eye. I might have to start making some more moderators in here. Because I know CGR, he's got like a bunch. He's already in a bunch. I know Scorpio doesn't really have the time to really monitor the chat, and I know the chat sometimes be flying. So Leak Eye, I'm probably gonna give you that the wrench, my guy. I'm probably gonna let you give you the wrench because I just want to bring peace, y'all. I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody. This is not me having a problem with anybody. I'm just telling you guys what I want for the lives, how I want my chat to be, and to be a welcoming platform. It's not going to be welcoming if I got new people coming in and they see the chat at each other's throats. They're not going to want to. They're going to think I allow it. And no, I don't allow stuff like that. I don't allow disrespect, especially when I'm trying to be cool with all my Raider brothers and sisters. I'm not cool with people disrespecting each other. I came from minding my own business. If you got an issue with somebody else, that's your business. Don't make it my business because it's not my business. I'm not going to ask what happened. That's y'all's business. Don't make it my business, because if it becomes my business, my wrench people, they're gonna be sending people to the gulags. But with that being said, y'all, I love y'all. Stay safe. Okay, stay safe, stay respectful, and I'll see y'all in the next one. I love y'all. Love every single one of y'all. Okay, I love the support you guys be giving me. But yes, we got, I guess the season we got it, it's probably, getting heated, but yeah. But let's keep it respectful, y'all. And we'll end it here with Raider Scorpio. Where he said, hey, I don't look, even one of my mods, I don't agree with every chat I read, but that's the point, because it will be boring if everybody thinks the same. But once again, let's keep it chill, let's keep it fun, but most importantly, respectful, you guys. Keep it respectful, or else, as the brother Graf and be saying boo boo boo, and then wasted me like going to the gulags. I don't want to be having to send people to the gulags, y'all. But yeah, with that, let's get Raiders. And also, let's go to myself. Let's shout out to my Celtics. Hopefully they start picking up some dubs. They've been having a terrible season to start, but that's okay. That's okay. I kind of figured it. But anyways, love y'all. See you guys in the next one. Preview show Wednesday, because we got a Thursday night game. Raiders Denver Thursday night. So we will be having the preview show Wednesday, 3:00. See you guys there. We out of here. Peace. We out.